What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reviewing Chucky episode 5, Little Lies. In this one, we're going to continue to follow, obviously, Jake, Devon, Lexy. They are trying to hunt down Chucky, finally kill this little doll once and for all before he kills again. Spoiler alert, there will be spoilers in this review. I've been really enjoying this TV series. I think they're doing a fantastic job. Don Mancini, big thumbs up. Overall, now this episode, I have some nitpicks. I'll get to those at the end when I get to the negatives, but overall, another really fun episode. This movie starts with a flashback in the 80s, absolutely badass, as we see Charles Lee Ray. And, he starts to hit on this girl who he thinks, oh, this is his type, because this girl's being, really crazy, was really being kind of abusive to this guy. And just, you could tell that she likes violence. She's into this kind of behavior. So he kind of gravitates towards her. So at first I'm thinking, is this maybe Tiffany? I kind of assumed it was, but Charles Lee Ray, he has the same voice. Brad Dourif does the voice, which is awesome. And I believe that the actor portraying Charles Lee Ray there, he looks absolutely phenomenal there. I believe that it's actually Fiona Dourif, his daughter, the same girl who plays, of course, Nika, who is now Chucky, and we'll get to her because she makes an appearance here. My God, man, Fiona Dourif has just knocked it out of the park time and time again. She was awesome in Curse. She was awesome in Cult. And so far here, she's absolutely amazing. And I believe that I've been told that was her portraying a young Charles Lee Ray. It was funny because when I watched it, I didn't know that. And I was like, damn, did they CGI to make him like, because it looked right. That's why. But anyway, that scene I thought was really kick-ass to get the show going. Then we, of course, go back, and we're going to be following, again, like I said, Lexy, Jake, Devon. They are going to try to hunt down Chucky. But an interesting little twist in this one, and I really like the way they did it. They didn't really explore too much the multiple Chuckies thing. In fact, the way that there are a couple Chuckies, but the way it works is totally old school style. And I really enjoyed that. So you had the dad of the little sister, Lexy's little sister, buys her on eBay a new Good Guys doll because obviously she's really distraught over the way Chucky looked, because Chucky was burned. It scared the hell out of her. She doesn't like Chucky anymore. I hate Chucky because she's a little girl, scared the hell out of her. So at first he throws Chucky in the trash, goes down this chute in the hospital, ends up in this whole thing of syringes. It's pretty hilarious. He's, because he's a freak. He's kind of enjoying it a little bit. And it was a really funny scene. Later on, he buys her a new doll, and it's Tommy, which is a throwback to Child's Play 2. So I thought that was really cool because we know there are Good Guys dolls named Tommy. So that was pretty cool. So now she has a new doll. It's a straight up doll. Lexy checks, starts beating the hell out of the doll in a pretty crazy scene. Also funny because the mom doesn't really like Lexy anymore. Lexy's mom knows that Lexy's terrible, but the mom's pretty terrible too, as we find out even more so this episode. We kind of figure out why Lexy's such a bitch, because her mom's a bitch. Even the little girl can be quite annoying. Now, she's absolutely adorable and seems really sweet, but when she don't get what she wants, look out. Like, obviously we've seen her with the I want Chucky chant, but in this episode, there was a point where she had to sleep on the couch because half their house got burned down. And yeah, she didn't like that. I want my bed. I want my bed. I want my bed. That whole family, at least the women in that family, got issues. But the dad in this one, he seems to, really get under control and is trying to do the right thing and is trying to get the mom to understand, hey, what's wrong with you? Okay, show some compassion, and he's being really sweet to both daughters, even though Lexy doesn't really deserve it, but seems like a pretty good dad. So starting to like him. But the rest of that family, I like the little girl, but the mom and Lexy, still don't like them. And I'll talk about Lexy, because her, Jake, and Devon, they're getting together. They're going to go to the hospital because Lexy was able to find out what happened, that the dad threw Chucky away in that chute that takes you down into this, I don't know what it is, a little garbage container, but whatever. It's got a whole bunch of syringes in it because they throw away syringes. It's a hospital. So when they start looking through there, it's a pretty crazy scene. They have to, get their hands in there, and it was pretty funny. But Jake is like, we got to find out if Chucky's in here, and kind of was asking if they were willing to help. And at first, even though they were hesitant for obvious reasons, Lexy said something like, we're in this together, which was like, oh, great. So they're going to try to make us like her. But just as soon as she said that, Devon just kind of reiterated, like, together. It wasn't doing anything mean. He was reiterating what she was saying, like, he agrees. And she's like, that's what I said. So the show is not doing, even though, yeah, she's working with them a little more. She knows this is totally serious. She's not being a bully anymore, but she's still very rude, and I still don't like her. But I was saying, I really like how they kind of have an old school approach to how there's two Chuckies. They're never alive at the same time. It's not a multiple Chuckies deal. We may see that later, but in this episode, the doll Tommy that was bought on eBay and the real Chucky were never alive at the same time. The real Chucky with half burned up face goes after he gets thrown, into the syringes. He gets out of there before, they start looking for him. And he goes to Lexy's house and sees, peers through the window and sees her little sister with the new doll, Tommy. And obviously he's a little bit jealous right there. I mean, of course. So next thing we know, the dad finds the burned doll in there, throws him in the garbage can, and that's when the 3 teenagers go and find him there and stomp him and think they're actually killing him. They, it's funny because they start stomping him. You can hear it going, I like to be hugged, I like to be hugged, it's stomping him, and the electronics are going crazy. And, if you know anything about this franchise, everybody knew, even though they didn't tell us specifically, we knew that was not obviously Chucky. Chucky had transferred his soul to Tommy, of course. But I like how they didn't have to show us all that. Now, they showed us at the end, which was pretty cool. We could actually see him looking in there, and then he's saying, no one can love this face. And then he puts his, he puts his hand in the heart and on the head of the little doll and does the, give me the power, I beg of you. And that was cool to see. I'm glad they showed us that, but I'm glad they didn't show it to us in the middle of the episode when it was actually happening, because we knew we didn't need to show us. We already knew what was happening, and it was a little credit to the viewers, unless they were intending it as some kind of twist, which I don't think so. I think they knew that most of us would know, but it was still pretty cool. And if you didn't know, if you didn't catch that and you were like, what the hell happened? Well, they show you at the end. Oh, that was just awesome. So really enjoyed the episode. As far as the kills go, most of them took place in the flashbacks, which I'll talk about, except for the last one. And that was an awesome way to end this episode when, they thought they killed. They were just so convinced that they killed him. They were done with Chucky. It was time to move on. And they're at the school, and Lexy's mom is up there. She's also the mayor or whatever. She's not likable. You can tell the crowd hates her. And we're on board on that because nobody likes her. And she introduces the principal of the school and hesitates, she's not coming out, like, what's going on? And you knew, what's about to happen? And her head rolls out onto the stage. Everybody's just absolutely horrified, freaked out. Oh my God. They're like, we thought we got him. And it was just a crazy scene. And then Chucky pulling up the curtain so we could see the rest of the body of the principal sitting there headless, and then cut. Just an awesome way to end it. Really enjoyed the episode. Just a nice, clean, fun episode. Now, the flashbacks I said were awesome at the opening. The later flashback, we actually meet now and see what's going on with Nika, who is now Chucky, of course, and Tiffany, and they're there making out. They got a guy tied up. It's all perfect, But I really enjoyed the back and forth between Tiffany and Charles Lee Ray. It was very convincing. They're getting in arguments. He's saying, go eat them, be fat, because she was saying she wanted to get some Swedish meatballs. It was just a really funny argument and everything. But that scene was fine. The only problem I have, though, is another flashback scene. And I believe this was the second flashback scene of the movie. And in this case, this is when they actually meet. He actually meets Tiffany. That first girl was not Tiffany, it turns out. She was someone who was into violence and stuff. But then they meet another girl. They take her and Tiffany, and this is Tiffany. Obviously, she's a redhead. She's making out with the other girl. And then Charles Lee Ray goes to kill this new girl. But then she says, do it, come on. And then Charles Lee Ray's thinking, damn, this bitch is even crazier than the other bitch. So he kills the other girl because he likes this girl now, who's Tiffany. But then the weirdest thing happened, and her voice turned into Jennifer Tilly's voice. And she's like, wow, what happened? How did this happen? Oh, well. And it was like, what? We never seen that happen before, and it was just weird. I would have preferred either A, they just had the actress try to hire an actress who could sound like Jennifer Tilly. That way they would just be in character the whole time and just sound like her. And we would know as soon as we heard her, as soon as they went to meet her, she was something like, can I help you? It would have been better if she was just, can I help you? And we would have been like, there it is. That's Tiffany. But maybe they didn't want us to know. They wanted that twist, so they had her talk in a normal voice, which if they wanted to stick with a normal voice, option B, I guess that would have been okay, even though would have been like, I wonder why doesn't she sound like Jennifer Tilly? That would have been a nice touch if they did that, but oh well. Third option is they could have had Jennifer Tilly voiceover just like they had Brad Dourif voiceover the younger character. They could have done that the entire time, and it wouldn't have been so jarring and like, what? And so weird, like, that's new, that's different. Why would that happen? Like, she got violent and her voice changed? This is not even voodoo going on yet. There's no soul transferring. There's none of that here. This is just two psychos that like each other. And when she kills her the first time, her voice changed to Jennifer Tilly's voice. Why? What is that? So I didn't like that. I'm gonna be honest, unless there's some explanation that shows later. I think it was done for coolness or something, or just they thought people would like it, or to keep the effect of the, they didn't want us to know that he was going to kill the old girl, because they wanted us to think the old girl was her, which they did. They kind of tricked me on that. I could see it coming as soon as he started to kill her, and she's like, do it. I was like, oh, he's going to kill the other girl. It was pretty obvious, but I would have preferred that be done completely differently and just have the new girl. If it was me, of course, the whole TV series would suck if it was me directing it. But in this particular aspect, I would have just hired someone who could sound like Jennifer Tilly. I was like, practice, get the voice down, and just sound like Jennifer Tilly. That way we don't have to dub. And, I would have preferred that. Other than that, we did find out the new secret, the big secret they've been talking about ever since like episode 1. The secret of the mom, of Junior's mom, is revealed. Like, I was always seriously curious what it could be. I thought it would have something to do with something big in the plot, Chucky related or Nika related or something. I didn't know. What was her big secret? She's cheating on her husband. Something like spicy. Now, I wouldn't call it spicy. It's serious. She has stage 4 cancer. Serious, but just completely not on my radar, and just kind of like disappointing. Like, oh, that's sad. So the reveal, though, did not strike me as I hoped it would. I thought it was going to be a big thing that they were planning. I didn't even know it was going to be revealed in this episode, and it was just kind of revealed. It wasn't a big reveal to the family or something that we could find out and be shocked with other people. It was just revealed, not in an interview, but in a session with a psychiatrist or something like that. She mentioned it in a funny way too, like. Just the way it was mentioned was not natural. I didn't like that whole little scene with the psychiatrist. So like I said, a couple nitpicks. The voice, Jennifer Tilly, the way it was revealed was, I thought, kind of stupid unless there's an explanation later. The psychiatrist, thing when she reveals she has cancer. The mom, I didn't like that. And I don't know about Nika turning back into Nika. I liked the way the portrayal was amazing. Absolutely amazing. She is awesome. The actress. But as far as just the scene itself, I still don't know exactly. I guess she cut herself, and when she cuts herself, or when she has some kind of an injury or something to kind of jump her system, she can change back and forth apparently. Okay, so now we got that. Wasn't terrible, but I just was kind of confused. Like, what? Now she's Nika again? I wanted to see her more as Chucky. And before you know it, she was Chucky again. So, and then a great kill. She comes back. She says, let's just keep this. I say she, but it's actually Chucky. Let's just keep this between us. Slits his throat. And let's do that. And she walked off. So that was awesome. But love, the portrayal there. Fiona Dorff is awesome as Chucky. Awesome as Nika. Awesome as a young Charles Lee Ray. And she is absolutely fabulous. And overall, love this episode. A few nitpicks that kind of stood out more than my other nitpicks. At the end of the day, they're probably still nitpicks, though. The Jennifer Tilly voice thing, though, was pretty irritating. I got to be honest. So other than that, though, I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Hope you guys did, too. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This TV series is kicking ass so far and taking names. No doubt about it. Loving Chucky. Check out my other reviews if you're interested. I review every single episode. We're going to talk to y'all very, very soon. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. We will see ya later.